maybe, perhaps.
Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Yeah, not so bad. And I love your Jersey accent.
Shut up. Is that Jersey? Wait, no, you said it was wholesale. That's what you said. He said my accent was wholesale. What does that even mean?
Cheap at half the price.
Wow. How dare you, sir? We can't all be
I know.
posh like you.
Oh, well, as you say, there are differences.
Ta-ta. Yeah. What did you think about that?
What do I think about what? About the differences?
I think they're very
Strange,
different.
risible, amusing. Think of an adjective.
Bemusing.
Sorry?
Bemusing. Amusing and bemusing.
That as well. Yes, amusing and bemusing.
Thank
And
you.
probably C musing as well.
No. So, hey everybody. Thanks for
Hi.
coming. Should we have started later? If you know what I mean? I don't know. Is it clear?
I don't know. We sort of shot for this time because
I thought everything would be over by now. It's not,
well,
is it?
I don't know. I've not
Can you
looked.
check?
I can
Hey,
do.
K-Rab! Hey, Freckles! Reckles? Why was I going to say Reckles? Because I can't read. I don't read good.
Oh God, hang on a minute. Rachel plays, wasn't that?
Shut up. Lady Dragon's Blood, how y'all doing?
Yeah, apparently it's still live.
Okay. Snarky! Taipan, of course, as always, my buddy. Yep. My Australian buddy.
Yep.
I always wanted a friend named Buddy, and I finally got one, and he was shit.
Oh,
he was real shit. Like, I always, since I was a kid, wanted somebody named Buddy, right? But no, when I finally did meet him, he was the worst. The worst. The worst. Like, we're talking... And one of those people who were never there when they said they'd be, even if you drove 4 hours to be there.
Right.
Yeah. Hey,
hi, Angel. You may want to review your opinion about your friend from down under.
Why?
What area of France is that accent from?
Yeah, I don't like him.
See?
I called him my buddy. What did I tell you about people named Buddy? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
See?
Hi, Anacito.
Chaita. Cheeto. You're not...
How?
Wait a minute, what? No, you're my friend. No, my buddy guy. You're not, but no, you're cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, the follow-up to that is, oh, wait, I'm not your buddy guy.
Oh, I'm not your buddy friend. I'm not your pal, dude.
Hi, P. Barnes.
P. Barnes, how you doing?
Yeah. We've got something a bit like what Anacito was saying in this country, based around the names of dog food, because both Pal and Chum are brands of dog food.
Chum? That's a terrible name for any kind of food-related item. Do you know what chum is, right?
Yes.
Chum the waters?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And it's also a word for a friend.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Can you just say hi to everybody before we start? Thank you.
Yep. Hi, everybody. There you go. I know, you can't get the help anymore.
No.
Right. And hi, Taipan. Haven't seen you for minutes.
Yeah.
Ladies Dragonblood. I've not seen you for minutes. Jason. Hi. I've not seen you for
As many minutes.
yeah. Catgirl. Hi. Not seen you for
Seconds.
minutes. Yeah.
More seconds.
Nightwolf and Freckles. Hi.
Hey,
How you doing? And I still got to say Freckles. I love that as a name. Hi, K-Rab. And Snark. I must admit, I like the Snarker's name as well.
I like K-Rab's name in real life.
Mm.
It's a good tight sounding name.
Right. Hi, Archangel for the Truth. Anisito. Hi, Cool Gamer.
Snark.
And hi, P Barnes, the second.
Yeah, the other P Barnes that we know spells it with a Z.
See, you can say it.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem right to say that for a letter.
Why not? I can't remember. I read it somewhere today. I think that apparently the American way of pronouncing Z as Z came so it could rhyme something out in a poem or song about the alphabet.
Wonderful. Now tell people about the right way to say words.
Apparently there is a foul rumor perpetuated by a video by an ostracized Englishman. That
I got proof, guys.
Apparently, the herb oregano is not actually pronounced that way because apparently some Iberian Peninsula type person who developed or cultivated the herb oregano didn't pronounce it that way.
You're an idiot.
Hi,
the herb oregano is wrong. It's oregano. And we have that as proof because the Spaniards cultivated, created, whatever you want to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like, if you create something, you name it, right? You have, you're the authority. They say oregano, just like the Italians and the Americans and everybody else with, the correct way of saying it. So yes, it's oregano, bitch. Thank you.
Yes, Taipan.
No. Herb is a guy. Herb is what we use for food. There you
go.
Hi, up and out.
I don't think you'll win friends and influence people if you have Google Girl say it up and out.
But no, seriously, I'm sorry. You're wrong.
I wouldn't necessarily say I was wrong. I'm not saying I'm right.
The accent is on the second syllable.
Sorry, I'm wincing at that pronunciation.
I know.
Syllable.
You put the accent on the wrong syllable. I love that.
Indeed.
No, but
yes.
it really drives the point home when somebody pronounces something wrong to say it that way, doesn't it?
It grates, certainly.
It does.
Precisely, Snark. That's what AMG was alluding to. If it's a name, apparently you pronounce the H.
H, yes.
And if it's not a name, you don't.
It's herb. Thank you. Yeah.
But I think he was, well, I'd like to think he was pointing out the ludicrousness of herb.
Did you just skip or something? What?
No.
You sound like a record skipping. So, anyways, I need.
Doubtless a record by Herb Alpert.
Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. What?
Yes, that's what I was saying. He's pointing out the
ridiculousness of the H goes for a person's name only. Herb E is her.
But
Herb
it,
is for the food.
aha, I'm still not overly convinced, but there you go.
Well, it doesn't matter because we're moving on now.
Indeed.
I need coffee.
Oh, snark.
What?
Apparently the Pope likes herbs. Urbi et orbi.
Huh?
A Latin saying which is fairly famous, but I'm not sure what it actually means.
Yeah. Google
Ah,
Translate emphasizes the second
these,
syllable.
yeah, they're
Yes.
both
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah, yes.
I would gently point out just who wrote that.
I don't care. It's an authority. Like me.
And an authority, not the authority.
No, I didn't say the. It's an authority.
Exactly.
Like me.
And our authorities say herb and
Your
oregano.
authority is wrong. Anyways, so
Let's celebrate the
I'm bored of
differences.
this already. Let's move on.
Yes. Ah, thank you, Snark.
What?
It's the title of the Pope's Christmas speech.
Oh,
Urbi et Orbi, Cities and the World.
wonderful.
My brain was vaguely circling around those translations, but I
I saw
wasn't
the Pope give a
exactly certain.
mass. I did. A papal mass. It was lovely. It was huge because I was in Yankee Stadium or something. It's
Uh-huh.
when he came to New York. John Paul II. It was a while ago, quite a while ago. And I gotta say, it was very special. Very, very special. Um, it
I,
was, I was a child, I was so young, I could not really um, appreciate it, right?
mm,
Because, at that age, I don't even want to sit through regular mass, let alone 3 hours of,
right. Yeah.
papal. Um, but the one moment, though, that I did have like this overwhelming feeling was when he was going around the perimeter, waving at us through his Pope mobile. As he came by me and where I was sitting, I just, I don't know, my heart welled up, and I just wanted to yell, "I love you!" Like like I really felt it in that
Right.
moment. Like, and he was my favorite. Like he was
Uh-huh.
such a sweet looking man. Um, so yeah, that was a special memory. And I
I
was with my
still,
aunt, my dad's sister, who was very my dad and my dad's side of the family is very, very Catholic. And she had leukemia, and her faith really was what kept her sane throughout that struggle. Um and she lived long past, well, some of the doctors really. She was part of a study for this
okay.
a new kind of treatment. And she's in the medical history books, and she outlasted everybody. Yeah.
Oh, that's always the best revenge, isn't it?
And I think her faith had something to do with it because her faith kept her positive and through the struggles, and there was
Right. Yeah, I would
a lot
not
of
deny
pain.
that. A positive mental attitude can help with a lot of things, and whatever gives you
Yeah,
a boost to your sort of state of
absolutely.
mind can help. Yeah, it can be as fallacious or as real as anything, as long as you believe.
Can you tell me what K-Rab and
Hi,
them
Connie.
saying? Hey guys.
K-Rab attended a beatification at the Vatican. It was really cool.
Oh, that's wow. That I would
Mm,
love that. I would love that.
yeah, I still think John Paul II should have been called George Ringo. But
What else? Amazing.
and apparently, Taipan seems to agree. John Paul II wasn't he one of the Beatles?
Mm.
Are you sure it wasn't a beatlification you saw, K-Rab? Moving
That's
on
not funny.
swiftly.
Sorry. Why is it okay to make fun of Catholics?
I make fun of everybody.
Yeah, but we get picked on the most. We really do.
Um.
You gotta admit, we were talking about this the other day. It's
Yes.
okay to make fun of us. Don't
Yeah.
make fun of
Because
Muslims. I don't see people make fun of Muslims or even like don't see it.
I could be facetious and say I can make fun of Christians generically, Catholics amongst them, because according to their own faith, they'll turn the other cheek and not slap me. But that's being a bit facetious.
Mm-hmm. Gets boring.
Hmm.
No, but like we're also. I don't want to get into that whole story. That's not.
Hmm.
So, anyways, moving on.
Yeah,
I
away
don't even
from
know how we
religion and
got
things
onto
like
the Pope thing. How did we get
that.
onto the Pope thing?
No. Good question.
I, when I was in the Vatican, this is another cute little story. I was at the Vatican, and we were going around, seeing all the things. And the whole time I was there, though, I was like very subdued because I kept being afraid, like the Pope might look out a window and see me, see me acting a fool or something, and somehow get
Uh,
back to my parents.
I I think the Pope was just wondering why all the holy water was boiling.
I like seriously, I don't know. I even though I was like 14 at the time, maybe 13, 14 years old, I I knew and I was taught better by my parents. I didn't want to be the ugly American, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
I like and going there on like a school trip basically. The first time I went was kids acting stupid.
Yeah.
Some of the kids were just they don't know how to act. They're away from their parents. They don't know how to act. But like I did not want to be that because I for some reason I took on that whole thing where we're ambassadors, right? When you go away, no matter who you are or what age you are, you're an ambassador for your country. Basically, you're showing the world what your country is, and if you act like an ass,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I didn't want to be the ugly American.
Yeah.
Um, Anywhere, I never wanted to do that because you see it all the time. Like, do you guys remember the what are the Paul brothers? Those YouTube brothers.
The what?
What are those two? Oh my God, Jake Paul and his brother, right? They went to Italy to buy their Lamborghinis.
Okay.
So they made a whole travel vlog from it. And before they got to, I think they were picking them up at the factory in Venice or Florence. I can't remember where, but they went to Venice first.
Yeah.
And they were, walking around being assholes. Um,
Yeah.
and being obnoxious to the citizenry and to the shopkeepers and stuff like that. So they're walking around. They're like at one of the canals, and there's a little footbridge over it. There's a lot of footbridges in Venice, and they were talking, and they're like, I think they were live because they're like, how what if I jumped in? And people walking by were hear them, and the citizens were like, no, you don't do that. First of all, it's disgusting water.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's illegal. Third of all, we
Okay.
don't do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, but I'm American. Blah, blah. Oh God, so embarrassing.
Hmm.
And so they start getting addressed. And so the cops come over. You can't do that. It's illegal. Oh, okay, sure, sure. And as soon as they seemed like, the cops thought they were getting it, one of them thought, fuck it, and jumped. And then of course the other idiot ape had to do it too.
I
They got arrested,
good.
but let go right away because whatever. So they get to the Lamborghini factory, right?
Mhm.
And they're expecting the VIP treatment. Show them around, give them a bunch of free shit, and your car's right here.
Yep.
They
Oh,
get to the doors.
I hope I know what's coming.
They get to the doors, and they wouldn't even sell them the cars at that point.
Excellent. Well deserved.
That's how you handle that shit.
Yeah.
We don't do that, assholes.
And
What am I missing in the chat?
well, poor old Jason is pick on the Catholics and the French. Damn, he's being attacked on two fronts. And Connie says they'll be in Rome in September, October time, and we're going to St. Peter's Basilica to see the Pope's tombs. They're not Catholic, but looking forward to it just the same. Well, yeah, you don't have to be Catholic to appreciate the architecture and the history. Sean reckons he's got to make that pilgrimage before he shuffles off this mortal coil.
It's so worth it. So worth it.
And Snark went on the pilgrimage with a bunch of Catholics just before the COVID hit.
It's
a great
a gorgeous
trip to the
place.
Holy
It's
Land.
a beautiful place.
Yeah. Catgirl basically mentions Logan Paul, which I presume is one of the brothers.
Yeah.
And she specifically remembers the suicide forest crap that they did in Japan.
Not only that, but before he got to the suicide forest part, in Japan, just like in Italy, they acted the fool. And they, like, Japanese people are respectful. They don't walk around being loud and obnoxious and getting in people's faces and shit like that.
Yeah.
What did him and his brother do and his friends? They would wear obnoxious clothing. They would walk up and get strangers, up to strangers, and start, like, getting obnoxious with thinking, like the whole it's a prank bro or just, getting they thought they were funny, whatever. They would hassle people, harass people, and they're like they didn't get it. They're not American. They're not used to this. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And or they would, like, slap somebody's hat off and run.
Why
They'd
would you
be
do that
like
anywhere?
right? They'd be, like, halfway through with their drink, they don't want it anymore, so they hand it to a random stranger, "Here, I don't wanna hold this anymore." Or like, oh, like, somebody's eating something, they're like, "Can I have some of that?" Just, like, really being obnoxious. Throughout and they're like, "We understand, we're supposed to be respectful," and they did the opposite.
Yeah, as Captain
In
Jack said.
restaurants and everywhere they went.
Yeah,
And
it's being
then
called entitled.
yeah, and his parents thought it was fine. Their parents thought it was absolutely fine. They think their kids are brilliant.
Of course.
They're the worst. The parents are so much sleazier than the kids even.
Mhm.
And then he does that suicide forest thing where they found a guy who had just killed himself. And they filmed it. And they joked about it. They stood there. And this guy hadn't been found by the authorities yet. His family didn't even know he was dead yet. Imagine seeing that. And then he tries to pretend like, oh my God, it's so deep. Wow. No, it didn't work. Didn't work. They shouldn't be on YouTube, either one of them.
No.
Or anywhere, really. Now they're both boxers.
Right.
But
Hi, the Quiet Fisherman and DM.
hi.
Apparently, Quiet Fisherman loves Venice. Best cicadas ever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a cicada is, so I'm taking it on faith that I've not said anything rude.
Oh, there it is. Italy in general is a fantastic country. I love it there. Naples is the what?
Maddest city they've ever been to.
Yeah, that's because of the Napolitans.
Yeah.
We're mad. I am Napolitan.
Right. DM wonders. There we go. Why do they keep moving dead popes around in the tombs? It's creepy. I don't think I knew they did. Do they?
I don't know. You know something I don't. I didn't go into the catacombs. I didn't want to.
Right.
But second time I went, a friend of ours that was with us, the guy that was with us, climbed into one. Idiot. Ugh, I can't even imagine that. Like, dude, besides the bacteria and dirt, it's just gross. It's just not something you do.
Yeah, wouldn't. Yeah. Again, why would you do this anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, never
I
mind.
don't know.
It's
I didn't
not.
do it.
Never mind. It's not your own country. But why would you do it anywhere?
I don't know.
It's just
People are
incredibly disrespectful.
stupid. And I get like little things, mistakes that people do, uh, that could be seen as big, but
Oh,
they
little
do
faux
them.
pas. Yeah,
Yeah, like when in Britain, when people like fuck up with the guard.
yeah. Well,
Some of it's not so innocent, but
yeah,
sometimes it is.
yeah. I think I don't know whether it's India or just Nepal, but apparently pointing your feet at people when you're is rude.
What?
Pointing your feet at people is deemed to be rude.
How do you point your feet away from somebody if you're talking to them?
I don't know exactly what
First
it is.
position?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the pointing or what have you
If
is
you didn't
having them
get that,
pointed.
that's ballet where you put your feet like sideways. You know that position?
I say I'm not sure. I say it's just little things like that that you might fall foul of
I was making a
because
joke, Simon.
okay,
I need coffee, I told you.
hmm
Is this the time I can leave you alone?
yep,
I mean, tell me
um,
when you feel comfortable about it.
yeah,
We could
go
pick a
for it.
video and you could show them so I
No,
could be.
go for it. Go
What did
make
Lady
coffee.
Dragon supposed to say?
We need you to be perkier. Sod off. Go make coffee.
Are you making fun of me? Are
Mm,
you
not
poking a joke? Are you
not
being funny?
not necessarily. No, go on, chew.
What are you saying? I'm a clown? What?
Just go make coffee. You're good.
Hmm, I don't know if
Apparently,
I want to
K-Rab
now. What?
and the kids are going to do a British Isles cruise in
Oh,
September.
nice! Really?
I'll try to remember
Take
to
me with
wave
you.
as you go past K-Rab.
Take me with you, K-Rab. Adopt me, K-Rab. No, God bless and have a safe trip. And please send me a postcard. I always
Um,
wanted to do a cruise, but
mm,
I got nobody to go with.
oh, coffee.
I don't want it now.
Right. Okay, good.
I like
Apparently,
coffee. Like, apparently, I like coffee so much that I'll get up early just to have some.
right,
All right, I'll be right back.
right. Connie's ancestry is largely in the British Isles, and she'd love to go there as well. Very nice place in certain areas, but some not quite so good. Um, apparently, Logan Paul's now not so much a boxer, but wrestling in the WWE. Okay, fair enough.
Oh shit!
And as regards the popes shuffling around in the catacombs, um, apparently they moved John the 23rd to put John Paul II in his place. Okay, fair enough. K-Rab's got Irish ancestry as well. Takes all sorts, I suppose. What's Connie in Northern Italy in 1998? The cruise leaves that report just outside Rome. Okay, sounds good. And Lady Dragonblood refers you to the hopefully pinned comment. So a reminder that AMG's eyesight is a bit so all caps. All caps is deemed to be helping her read the comments, so and not being rude and shouting. So if you could, that would be wonderful. And hi, Jennifer. Oh, DM. I think possibly them fighting's words when you saying that WWE is fake. So yeah, be careful on that one. And as Lady Jungle rightly responds, it's not so much fake as scripted, but far from fake. It's for certain values of fake DM, I would say, yeah. But as Catgirl says, the stories and the stuff are fake, but the injuries they get are not all fake. Yeah, I mean that's the thing that I really dislike about things like that. It's all the puffery and the stupid posturing that goes around it. That really does sort of get on my nerves a little bit. Oh, yes, Taipan.
I'm
That
back.
is good. That was a very quick coffee.
Well, I just had to put it on. I gotta wait for it to brew now. Yeah?
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough.
I don't have like, whoof.
The laws of physics do apply in your kitchen.
I know, it's not.
So you're not cooking grits.
No. I know what you're saying.
I
Cousins.
know that you know what I'm saying.
So what did I
Or
miss?
whatever.
Did anybody else come in?
Jennifer has.
Oh my god, Jennifer? Get out.
Yeah.
Hi!
Well, if you want me to boot her out, I will, but I'd be rude.
Very happy to see you.
A discussion about the potential fakery of the scripted WWE.
Oh my god, let me tell you, I grew
which
up.
was brought on by one of the Paul brothers, Logan Paul, now being a WWE wrestler.
Well, I grew up down the street from the headquarters of the WWF, which turned into WWE, because the World Wildlife Fund doesn't have a fucking sense of humor. Get it? Understand where we're going here? The WWE used to be the WWF. For a very long time, it was WWF. And at the same time as the World Wildlife Fund was a World Wildlife Fund, the World Wrestling Federation was a World Wrestling Federation, and everybody still existed without, vaporizing. But all of a sudden one day, World Wildlife Fund is, we don't want you sharing the same initials as us. So
because
change
I
them.
really can't tell the difference between a badger and a wrestler.
It was actually a panda. Their
I know
mascot's a
what the
panda.
I know what the logos were. I was just
I'm just saying.
World Wildlife Fund, badgers or wildlife.
Okay, but I'm just saying. So apparently WWE lost that fight. Our WWF lost that fight, and so they're WWE now. But anyways,
The WWF changed its name, didn't it?
what? Which
I thought
one?
the World Wildlife Fund changed its name.
No, World Wrestling Federation did.
Yeah, I know they did, but I thought the
Oh, I
Wildlife
don't know. I don't
Fund
care.
did as well.
I don't care because they pissed me off when they did that. Because I hate WWE. What the F was worked right. The E is just weird. Anywho, moving on. Yeah, I live down the street from. Yeah, I grew up there. They're in Stamford, Connecticut.
Sorry, who is?
And WWE.
Oh, okay, the headquarters of. Okay, right.
Yeah, headquarters. So a lot of the wrestlers live there. Still even. And I grew up around a lot of them. You'd see Hulk Hogan smoking weed all the time, things like that. They really some of them were really cool. Some of them too famous for their own good,
Okay, what it is, they've changed the name to the Worldwide Fund for Nature, but they still call themselves as WWF.
And like I had every piece of merch ever for wrestlers, because my dad's best friend, one of my dad's best friends, worked in their shipping department or something, and he had I had every jacket for every wrestler, and they had footballs. What did they have to do with football? They had these Nerf footballs with their logos on it, and every freaking thing you could think of had some wrestler's image, logo, or colors. And oh my god, you got some stupid shit. I kept giving it away to people.
When you say footballs, I assume you mean the non-spherical ones.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No. the pigskin ones, American footballs.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I had everything from koozies. Is that what they call it? For your can,
What?
your soda can. You put them in a koozie to keep it cold. It's
Um,
basically styrofoam. I had every shirt ever, and I'm a girl. Didn't like wrestling,
mhm.
so I would give them to the kids around the block, little boys,
Uh-huh. Nothing
my
wrong with that.
friends. Hmm?
Nothing wrong with
What?
that. Sounds like a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I mean it was sweet of Donnie to give them to us, but how many jackets do I need?
This is
Yeah,
true. Yes.
there's those satin ones too. Oh god,
I,
tour jackets.
yeah, I've never been a great fan of those.
I met a lot of wrestlers.
Um, I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen one, let alone
They're
in real life,
big.
not alone met
They're
one.
very big. They're big guys. They're like, I'm sorry, but some of that is ridiculous. Don't you guys think? What do you think is the right amount of muscle? And what do you guys think back in the 80s? Do you remember when um they had those? I mean, they still do, but they had like weightlifting. What do they call it? You know,
Powerlifting?
bodybuilder pageants.
Yeah.
What do
World's
you think of the
strongest man?
women that got into
Yeah.
it? China, who was a wrestler after she was a bodybuilder, gorgeous lady, ended terribly. We all miss her. But do you think how big do you think is too much for women bodybuilding?
Um, yeah, not very much.
Some of them, I mean, like okay, a lot of super competitive people out there, right? Some of them got so competitive and did so many steroids that they started growing facial hair.
Right. Um, Personally speaking, I think for male and female, enough muscle is the ability to stand up and walk.
Okay.
I'm not really a great
You don't
well.
like the bodybuilding thing?
Just look at the avatar. And I'm not really into
Yeah.
the bodybuilding type stuff. Um, I, don't-
What
I
does our chat think?
maybe I can see the attraction of it, but generally not. I
Can you
think.
read the chat? Because I
Um,
can't.
yeah.
I'm missing a bunch of things. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's mainly about it being WWE wrestling, whether being fake or not.
Yeah,
And
Daniel
so yeah,
Bryan,
yeah.
Big Show.
Hi, Charlie Welsh. Everybody's yelling in caps because AMG
It's me.
prefers to see caps because it enables her to read the chat more easily.
My eyes are bad, hon.
Yeah, so it's not so much yelling as being polite.
Yeah, they're helping
Hi,
me.
Mindy and Sorsha and Joshua Lee. Hi again.
Thank you,
Good to see
guys.
you, And Mindy said she liked watching China wrestle. I mean, from
Oh,
what I
China
remember,
was gorgeous. She was
from what I remember
gorgeous.
of seeing her, she had too much muscle for me.
Well, yeah, she's a big girl, but she was very pretty in the face. She was a gorgeous lady.
I,
And such a sweet girl, too. Such a sweet, sweet lady. She had
I,
issues. We all
I
do.
don't, I don't really remember apart from thinking, yeah, a bit too much muscle. I mean, when
She
the
was very
muscles are
sexy, though.
I wouldn't say that either really. Hi, Graham. I'm just not really a great fan of. I wouldn't even say sort of muscle bound or swole or whatever the phrase of the day is. By all means, have sufficient muscles and the ability to do your job and yeah, pick heavy things up. But going above and beyond, pushing it into the powerlifter stakes
Yeah.
and the Mr. Atlas bodybuilding competitions, to my mind, it's going too far.
Um,
But yeah,
China had some bad people in her life and just issues that it all ended badly.
right.
Um, But my favorite wrestler, who asked me that?
That was Catgirl.
Cat
Who was your
girl.
favorite wrestler from WWE or WWF?
I remember I liked Sergeant Slaughter because he was, military. Um,
Was he, or was that just his backstory?
I don't think he was stolen valor, quite frankly. Then there was, I don't know, like I never really got into the wrestling personas as much as the people behind them. Like Andre the Giant was a sweet man.
Yeah,
Um, uh, there was I met some older ones from like back in the day, but I don't know what their names were back then. Um, they weren't wrestling anymore, and they just most of them seemed like just nice family guys, you know.
right.
Um, and then you had the other side of it, where like they want to be rock stars and they want to party and they want to be famous, and they're the ones that I never had time for. I never got into. Like everybody fell in love with Hulk Hogan, but he really got too big for his britches. He really got into the persona too much.
Yeah, I think I seem to recall. Yeah, quite. He was in a couple of films. I thought he was quite good in the
Yeah,
films.
he was
But then
kind
a
of
few years
nice.
later, I was thinking, hang on a minute, this guy, he's a bit up himself.
Yeah, I liked Rowdy Piper a lot. He was
Uh,
one of my favorites.
Mindy goes for the Undertaker.
Hmm.
Taipan of the Rock.
I
Um,
never got to
I,
that. I don't like. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? I don't
uh,
like
yeah,
that
that aspect of
catchphrase.
it is ridiculous. Catgirl loves seeing videos of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay,
Uh, if I get these names wrong, forgive me because I don't know who half these people are. Um, Nightwolf likes Chris Benoit and Ricky Steamboat.
very good.
Um,
Yeah, Benoit. I forgot about him.
uh,
Yeah,
as you've mentioned earlier, Roddy Piper from
yeah,
DM like that. Up and
yeah.
Out. Sergeant Slaughter said Sergeant Slaughter's never in the military. Okay, fair
No,
enough.
oh, that's too bad.
Right.
But he was fun. He
Uh,
pointed at me one day when he was getting into the ring because I was standing up screaming and he pointed at me and
right.
he saluted me and I was like, oh my god. Yeah,
DM says Demolition. Is that a wrestler or
yeah.
okay?
No, he
Um,
must have break down my house.
I've got no idea what the snark is saying by Useless Talks by Gene Okerlund.
Who? What?
I don't know.
Gene Okerlund? Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh,
Um, he was a commentator, color man,
ah, okay.
right?
Uh,
Yeah.
Graham goes for Kane,
I don't know him much.
and strange enough, Lady Dragonblood has got more than one. Bret Hart, Edge, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, it's 4. Her 4 boys. Hi, Richard
Yeah,
Wheeler.
I don't know the new ones very much because I haven't watched it since 1980 something.
Right. Oh, apparently Demolition was a tag team, the Hawk and Animal.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So Animal got out behind his drum kit. From behind his drum kit, did he?
Ha 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 ha. I gotta get my coffee.
Dem
Keep
also
going.
reckons the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. I say I have no clue on these. Catgirl's mum always had a crush on Edge. Loved the Edge and Kristen team, whoever that is. Uh, Mean Gene Oakland, fondly remembered by those who remember him. Yes, certainly. Um, so it's never really been a thing for me. I mean, even the wrestling we have in this country, or had in this country, um, when I sort of paid attention to it. Um, some of you might recognise the names: Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks. Oh hell, Kendo Nagasaki, Mick McManus, dragging these names out of the 40 plus years ago. So you forgive me, I don't remember any of them. So yeah. Oh, hi Cliff. Yes, Joshua. Somebody there. Yes, Joshua. Stop saying things, people. Making the screen scroll. Yeah. Yes, Joshua. Somebody at least did say the Undertaker. And I assume passed on from the animal quip I made. Apparently, Captain Cactus reckons that Kermit could have been a great wrestler, but he went with the Muppets instead. Quite possibly, yes. Anyway, British humour. People could not decide if God was real, so they held a wrestling match between philosophers and Christian leaders. I'm not sure where this is going, Snark. And apparently, the result: God exists by 2 falls to a submission. Okay, okay. Apparently, the animal was George Steele and Chief J Strongbow, apparently wrestlers from the 70s.
Guess who got coffee?
Well, I'm guessing it's not me.
Coffee is like better than a warm hug. It's a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
it's
I
from your
I
favorite
try
person in the world.
I try and pour it down my throat, so not throw it over my face.
It makes me happy, okay? Is what I'm telling you.
Right. Apparently there seems to be a new brand of
Mhm.
wrestling, AEW. Would that
There's
be something
all right. So there's a
European
lot of
wrestling?
there are a lot. There's always been different federations or company, whatever you want, companies really. We have more than one here. It's not just
Uh-huh.
WWE. There's remember WoW and what was the other ones?
Wow.
There's
Nope.
WCW.
No.
Um, not you, them.
Okay.
There's a bunch. Like I can't even remember all of them. They had the Glow one was Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Glow. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Oh
there's
dear.
a whole bunch of shit.
Yes, Taipan. They are going through the alphabet. And finally, somebody's actually mentioned one of the wrestlers that I do know, John
Yeah.
Cena. Is it Cena or Cena?
Cena.
Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he did have a wrestling name, didn't he? But he, for some reason,
Up and out, love the Glow Girls.
stopped using it and just went with his own actual name.
I don't know. I really didn't know because he was he's been in that area that I'd long been out of the wrestling thing.
Right.
I stopped. Shit, I stopped really following it. Oh wow, I remember
Oh,
Rowdy Piper. Um, was
most of
towards
these
the
names,
end of his career, or maybe he'd already left.
yeah, most of these names hark back at least 20 years, don't they?
Yeah. I haven't
Like,
watched it since
yeah,
like I said, like by the time I was able to drive, I was long since out of wrestling, and to me, it was like once I realized how fake it was, I was like, nah. Like I remember they had
boo,
just
use the
stopped
word.
cutting themselves when, like, and I left shortly after because they were still cutting their foreheads. They used to
Uh,
hide a piece of a razor blade in like tape on their
right.
thumb or something, and when nobody was looking, they would cut their own forehead to to make it look like they were really fighting.
So better simulates
Because
and better basically.
your forehead will
Yeah.
bleed very easily
Yeah.
and
Yes.
fast.
Yes.
So
Scalp
yeah,
wounds leave like a, yeah.
so it
Leave
was
like a
easy,
scar.
and it was, but then nobody wanted to do it because it's very unsafe. Bloodborne illnesses, right? HIV
Yeah.
came, and they're like, nope, no more cutting, no more cutting, no more cutting. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Bye, Mindy.
Bye, Mindy love.
Enjoy your company.
Have a good one, man.
And apparently, I might well have been right. John Cena did have had a thug character for a while. I assume that was
Yeah.
under a wrestling name. I mean, I
Hmm.
vaguely recall hearing that he had two names. Ended up his career with his actual own name.
A flock of what? I don't know.
No birds
Wild
this morning,
ducks.
but a flock of 30 wild ducks just flew in. And
What about those cascadas? Whatever. What
I,
are they?
the cicada.
Yeah.
I don't know about those, but I think I know somebody who'd like the wild ducks.
Huh? Oh, Tony. Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
He's learning. He's learning. Speaking of which, I've learned some
Thugonomics.
things, and I meant to tell you guys. What?
The John Cena Thugonomics. I presume that was
I
his
don't know.
wrestling name or the group that he associated
Well,
with.
good
Or
thing he stopped because that's a dumbass name. That's just
it is.
stupid.
Yeah.
When here's the thing, when Vince McMahon's kids got involved, it was dumb. His daughter got to an age where she became a wrestler. She went head to head with China a couple times. Like, no, bitch, your daddy owns a place, and it's not like you're gonna lose to anybody if you don't want to. His son got involved, or his son-in-law. I don't know. The whole family's fucked. John, and I'm telling you, Vince McMahon is scum of the earth, or was scum of the earth. I don't know if he's still alive, but scum.
I will just
Scum.
I'll just throw in a token allegedly, therefore the blood pressure of our lawyers.
Scum.
I've already said the allegedly word, so there we go.
Yeah, we're covered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a titson.
Anyway,
so
you said you learned something.
Yeah. So there's hope on the horizon. There's some hope on the horizon. Okay.
Carry on.
Well, there's a couple of different things that make me hopeful and happy. Didn't we hear from Van Balen that there's sovereign citizen got shot?
Yes. Anybody dying is not a thing to be
terrible.
celebrated.
But what happened? I didn't watch. So
from what I can gather,
I will watch. Van Balen's a great channel. He's a great guy. Go watch him.
Yep, a valid traffic stop for either outdated or invalid or non-existent registration plates. The guy did the standard, I'm not going to answer questions, I don't have to provide ID, malarkey. And it just being generally very, very, very sovereign citizen-ish about it. And the police eventually said, enough of this. We need you to come out the car now. And he refused. They opened the door and started dragging him out, at which point you hear a policeman shout, gun.
Gun.
The cops take a few steps back. There are a volley of shots. They eventually approach cautiously, pull the guy out, and you can see he's got an empty holster on his hip. And
the guy was on the floor.
They start basically.
He had dropped the gun, obviously.
Yeah, checking
as he got killed.
And then when they're cuffing him and stuff like that, one of the police is looking in the car and says, "Yeah, I can see a handgun in the footwell."
Yeah, Obviously, he was grabbing the gun. When he got shot, he dropped it.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Yeah, fairly likely he did, yes.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Um,
He got what he deserved.
yeah, as
You're
Catgirl
gonna pull a
says,
gun on a cop.
yeah,
You'd pull a gun on anybody.
yeah. Apparently his mum's a soft-sit as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't think he did anything wrong and is
Of
suing
course
now
not.
using the soft-sit rhetoric.
Yeah. Well, that'll get her
Apparently,
far.
yeah, apparently he tried to represent her in a case somewhere along the line as well. So,
Oh, we'll have to go check that out and maybe do something about that. Um, the other thing, and one that gives me even more hope, is the Darrell Brooks appeal. So he's been assigned a lawyer for his appeal, and unfortunately, people, when they found out his name, as internet people will, started just harassing the fuck out of this poor guy, telling him he should die. How, why should he take, he's just looking for any payday, blah, 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 without
yeah,
ever finding out anything about him. Seems, if you look for the information, you find out in his career, he gets assigned these terrible things. He's his last appeal, he might still be working on it, was for a guy who had killed his whole family. So yeah, he's got really shitty people. Now he was assigned those though, by the state, and some he
yeah,
takes on himself. He specializes in appeals. But, and here's the big but that we all wanted to see. He has filed 2 no merit reports in his career. 2 of them. No merit means like, hey, I was assigned Darrell Brooks. I'm going to go over all the transcripts. It's going to take me a while. And I'm going to see everything that was done in that trial. Everything. And if there's something that I can appeal on, I'm going to go for it. Now, your sleazy attorneys, defense attorneys will be like, anything I can bring up, I'm going to do. And the kitchen sink. But this guy, and the law, like what you're supposed to do is, if you go through it and there's nothing that is arguable, you file a no merit report, which states, look, I've given this a once over. Anything I did find that is actionable, he's not going to win on. And it's not
yeah,
really something I would take to court. So there's no merit to this appeal, which means he tried hard for his client, but he couldn't find anything.
yep.
And that's good and bad, because good, that means he's got integrity and he
And
goes
also,
by the law, and he believes in the law, not some kind of agenda. And
yeah, and
second, uh,
well, also it shows that the way the judge handled the case was
oh,
good
we is exactly what we
beyond
know it to
reproach.
be. She did a
Yeah,
great job. But there is still, we all know Daryl. He's gonna want another lawyer. Well, what you don't get, just because you got no merit report filed on your appeal doesn't mean, oh, you get another state appointed lawyer. No, that lawyer doing that means a lot. So that means either Daryl can hire somebody or do it himself, and we all know what he's gonna choose. So we might have another
ah,
go
I
around with him.
the th-
Not
with
just in the other case, but now on this same case too,
right,
which will be fun.
and a very timely comment from Captain Cactus grounds.
Yeah.
The thing is, with appeals, there has to be a valid reason for the appeal. So I presume it has to measure up to a certain level of
Yeah, you don't have just
something like that.
an
So
appeal
they've
just
got to be
isn't just
filtered.
guaranteed.
They've got to be filtered by somebody to judge whether it's a valid reason for appeal, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the
Or
judge's job.
yeah,
The judge
hi
will look
NA,
at it and say, "Okay, well, maybe." Nah, hey baby. But
So who
He,
vets them and determines whether it's a valid appeal or not? Because
the
that
court. The court
the
does it.
court being so, do they actually take all
You
the
file,
appeal?
and if the court thinks, like
Yeah.
either
Say,
you or a lawyer files it, right? And you say
yeah.
this, and this
Yep.
are my grounds.
Yep.
They have to look at that and say, okay, we agree or disagree.
Okay.
You
Okay.
have you were going
You're,
to
you're
give you the chance or not give you a chance to argue it.
okay. Who is the court?
The judge.
The judge that oversaw the original case? Another
No.
judge?
No, Dara won't be doing the appeal because she can't
Yeah.
judge herself.
The trouble is, the only court I knew with association with the case was the court the case was held in. So saying the court
No, there's
deals
many judges
is,
in that
yeah,
court.
yeah. That's what I was trying to get at. I mean, who then?
She's not. No, it would be brought to an appellate court.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
not an appellate court.
Yeah. So it effectively go through two stages. One, it'll be a judge to, well, whether this is actual legal grounds for an appeal, and then it actually goes through to the appeal court. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the
Okay.
grounds and the for appeal and the appellate court are the same thing.
Yeah.
They go. He hands it into the appellate court and says, "I want to appeal. Here's my appeal,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, no, it's baseless."
Can he
It can be
find?
thrown out of court too.
Yeah. Okay. Does the do any appeals have to be done en masse, or can he find, or can somebody find as many possible grounds for appeal as they can? Say 5 of them. Make an appeal on one, get that thrown out.
No,
Make
it's
an
all
appeal
at
on
once.
another, get it
All at
thrown out.
once.
Okay.
You don't get
So
you don't
it's
get
not
18,000 bites at the
okay.
apple.
That's what I was wondering. Is it basically just an appeal on all
Yeah.
the grounds relevant, or is it, yeah, try
I
this
think
one,
I know what
try this
he would go for though. I think he'd go for the fact that the double jeopardy thing.
one? Yeah.
Um because he thinks that the two counts of bail jumping were double jeopardy. They're not. They were two different they're same they were from the same charge, but they were two different
Yes.
bail jumping
Uh,
charges.
yes.
And he didn't even
Uh,
get double jeopardy right, so
yeah.
what's not
Uh,
surprising. Can
let's
you
see.
read the chat for me?
Yes, this is just about to. I was waiting for you
Okay.
to shut up. That's what I
Oh,
was
thank
saying.
you.
The snark can go to the naughty step for saying the banana went to the Court of Appeal.
Yeah, get out.
And various other people, K-Rab saying a panel of judges, Graham,
Yep.
the Court of Appeal decides.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely right.
yeah.
And then
And yeah, more than one judge in bigger cases will review the appeal
yeah.
evidence.
Oh yeah.
And Connie saying the appellate courts are often a panel of 3 judges.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I should have made that more clear. But I think it'll be interesting if he does it. It's like if he thought being in Judge Darrow's courtroom was, I don't know,
Onerous?
too rigid for him, like he couldn't
Yep.
talk whenever he wanted to. Being in an appellate court with a panel of judges, oh yeah, he's not gonna like that at all. It's a different animal.
I must admit, I think I would find it, I suppose, on the level of amusing, what grounds he would actually deem suitable for an appeal.
Well,
And
if
I'd
you
like to see,
remember the trick he played, okay,
yeah, I'd like to see a list of those along with, I know it will never happen, a list of his grounds and against a tabulated list of the reasons
actual
why
one.
they're being the actual
Oh, I
thought
see what you're saying.
processes of the
Here's the
people saying no.
here's the thing. Like I said, I think I know at least a few of the ones he'd go for. Like he he kept saying he didn't understand things during the trial, thinking that would be great grounds for appeal. that
Yeah.
they were just doing this without his understanding. And he thought that at first he thought it would just stop things in its tracks. When it didn't, he thought, okay. And at the end, during the sentencing, when the judges finally, when Jennifer said, "All right, you've been talking for over 2 hours and haven't said anything.
Yes.
The fact is, I have these charges. I have to decide what sentence to give you. What are your thoughts about that?" And he's like, "You know what? I'm confused because I still don't understand the cause of the charge." And like that's where he played his gambit. He knew he could now say, "Look, I got all through the trial. Not once was my you know jurisdiction really, it was
Oh
improven. He's gonna
God.
go for that. He's gonna go for that." They never explained the charges to me in a way that I understood.
Yeah.
And that if it was real, and if they had done that to him in a real way, not like in a sovereign citizen way, yeah, it wouldn't stick. But it wasn't. He understood what was going on. He played at the I couldn't hear anything, and he might not think anybody will see through those things, but they will.
Yeah.
And they did. Like he oh god, he annoys me.
Hi, Dalek.
Hi.
The general consensus is the appeals won't get very far.
Oh no, they won't. Absolutely not. He's gonna file them. I didn't say he was gonna get anywhere with them.
Yes. Yeah.
I just don't think that. I honestly believe, from what I've seen of this lawyer, unless there's something we have all missed, I think we're gonna get a no merit report from him, and
I
then we're gonna get Daryl.
I suspect the only valid reason that he might have to appeal is if he discovers that is it Judge Darrow,
Hmm.
her license to be a judge has expired and wasn't renewed, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing. So yeah.
No. Like, um, what was I gonna say?
Uh,
She's been
I
elected 3 times to that one bench, so she's fine. And now she's going for the higher courts.
hmm, well,
Um.
just because you
Oh
get
yeah.
elected to
Okay. Now I
the
remember.
bench doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good judge. It just means that you're a judge in favour with those who are
Well,
voting for
no.
him.
Obviously, she's a good
But
judge,
I
and
think she is.
if you were talking about her license, that would be license to practice law. There's no license for a judge.
Yes, I know.
She was elected, so.
Mhm.
But the thing is, um,
Sorry. Um,
the
I,
very few things that stick out as things that, oh, I wish she hadn't said that, or oh, why did they say that or do that? There are a couple, but they're so slight that I don't think you could hang an appeal on them.
mm. Hi, Miss Mandy. Yeah. She, from the little bits I saw, she seemed to treat him beyond reproach, probably better than he deserved. Well,
Yeah,
almost definitely better than he deserved. Um, so any of his issues were of his making and are not appealable for that very reason.
yeah,
So yeah, I suspect if his current public defender has filed this no merit thing already, if Brooks fires his public defender and goes to represent himself, anything he files is going to be in the face of an actual lawyer having said, "Yeah, I've looked, there ain't nothing." So that's going to, even if he did find a grounds that it might be valid, that's going to be looked down upon because somebody has already looked at that potentially and said no. So yeah, I really don't think he is going to get anywhere with any form of appeal. No Captain Cactus. He can't, but he is.
What?
And can Brooks appeal on the fact that he's a complete cockwomble?
I don't know what that is.
Um, a nasty person.
Okay.
A nasty piece of work.
So there's that. Oh, okay. An update on the crazy lady
Yes.
next door.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. Okay, so apparently I'm not the only person with a camera here. Right? Like somebody else has, I guess, a Ring camera or something, but it's not on their door apparently, or at least not so much that it's pointing straight out. They're on the all the way at the other end. Should I make a diagram for this?
There is a walkway, gangway that runs along the fronts of all the flats. The
It's
crazy
our way
lady,
in and out of our doors.
yeah, is at one end, and the person with this other camera is at the other
Yeah.
end.
Crazy
So
Lady's at
looking along this
301. I'm
gangway.
302. Camera's 306 at the other end. But it's facing all the way down to 301.
Mhm.
So my landlord, property manager, has been watching the last few days through 306's camera.
This including a certain AMG
When I
peeking
poke my
out.
head out, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, because she texted me, we're going to say her name's, oh, I don't know, Jennifer. And so Jennifer texted me and said, "Have they moved out?" I'm like, "What? You think they're skipping out?" She's like, like I thought last time I heard from her, she's like trying to get Crazy Lady out. Then it needs a letter from me. Then today she's like, "Have they moved out?" I'm like, "What, are you afraid they're skipping out?" She's like, "No, I'm not afraid they're skipping. I'd love for them to skip out because they haven't paid the rent."
Right.
Wow. So now I know they haven't been paying rent either. They're on housing, which means their rent is probably around $200 a month and they can't pay it. $200 a month. What are they doing with
Um,
their money? And on top of that, they have people. Now, I'm not going to say anything. You tell me what you guys think this is, okay? Say nothing, Simon. Say you have somebody next door to you, and we're going to leave the crazy lady out of this scenario. It's just her son we're talking about. So you see, he seems pretty popular, right? He's always got people come to the door, and then you start noticing they come to the door even at say 2 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the morning, and they just knock, and they won't go away until somebody answers. And but when somebody does answer, they don't stay very long, and then they leave. And this goes on several times a day, at all hours of the day and night, people knocking on their door, staying for a few minutes, and then leaving. And then the other night, around I don't know, 11:30 or so, somebody's at my door. And so I go answer the door. And it's this guy, Isaac, looking for my neighbor. Do I know how to get in contact with him? Blah, 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 da, da, da. He really needs to talk to them. And um, he was supposed to be here. And oh man, I should have gotten here earlier. Like this guy really wanted to see my neighbor. And he didn't look like mad, like he was owed him money or something. He looked like, oh man, I'm so sorry I missed him type thing. What are you guys thinking?
K-Rab agrees with you.
What?
Selling drugs.
Absolutely. My girl. What else
Okay.
we got?
Bye, Graham. Um, Catgirl selling and dealing drugs, guessing.
Yep.
Captain Cactus thinks they're a secret society of woodpecker copycats.
Okay.
Up and
Valid.
out, up and out references something that I was considering about the second camera of your up the alley.
But
Basically, is that legal?
yeah, it's public.
In the
It's in public.
UK, you've got to be careful over what your cameras can see, what they can record, and the intent for it
Oh
as well.
no.
So, I don't, because it's not actually seeing into people's doorways. I
Nope.
suspect it. I
It's
suspect
outside.
it. I suspect it would be okay, but
Yeah.
it would be
I'm hungry.
dubious-ish. Uh,
Sorry, but it's outside in public where
yeah,
anybody has no privacy.
yeah. Miss Mandy reckons
And
possession as well. I'm assuming
it's
that's drug, not demonic.
and also the Ring cameras or whatever camera you want to talk about. Yeah, we have them on our private property, but they're facing out into the public.
Yes.
So you have no right to privacy. And if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, hmm, just saying.
Right. And Up and Out also says, can a landlord legally access it? If he's given, if he's
She's
given
letting
access,
her.
if yeah, if he's given access to it, yes, I would imagine so. I mean,
And there,
the legality of him accessing it is linked to the legality of it
yeah.
being done.
And there are sites where you can go and watch Ring cameras like all over the world. Like
Uh,
there's
yeah,
there are sites out
right.
there because they go to the cloud, which is not the most.
Yeah, yeah. K-Rab makes a point which is, I hate to say, is used by a lot of frauditors about. It's ironic about the, is it legal to record stuff? The UK has CCTV everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
So
is, but as with we see with frauditors, they point out, well, you're recording me and pointing to the monitoring in post offices and places like that. The difference is the use of the stored footage. Yeah, the people who record you in post offices and in the UK CCTV streets and stuff like that don't publish them for profit on the internet. They are there for primarily for public safety, and if something happens, they can refer to the footage to see what went on.
but some do.
Yeah.
I, you see them
Okay.
all the time.
Cheers, Cliff. Take care. Um, and Jennifer has got something similar to you, possibly. They have a
But
neighbour that is in and out at all hours of the day and night.
oh
She's
yeah.
been suspicious for a while about what he's up to.
Well, if well, it depends. Are people coming at all hours of night, going in and out, and not staying for a long time? That's the situation I have. If they're going in and out at all hours of the day and night, there's several things that could be going on.
Mm.
I've lived near all of it, like in my days. Graham's like, not Graham. I'm sorry. Simon was like, you don't know for sure. I grew up across the street from a house that sold pot. It was a multi-generational house. The kid I grew up with lived with his uncle. They all lived with the grandmother, who was a sweet, sweet lady. And yeah, they sold pot. There were people coming there all the time. I know what it looks like when I see somebody selling drugs.
Right.
Um, I don't know though. Here's the thing though. You add back to the equation the old lady, and I just don't get it. I think the son's supposed to be her caregiver, but really, if she's always outside screaming, what kind of care is he giving her?
I'm about to say that doesn't sound like an awful lot of care.
Like, she always looks unkempt. She always, like, just going on and on about. And, like, I think whatever's going on, which we know is probably drug dealing, is affecting her because she's like, those girls were over before and they were mean girls or bad girls. I can't remember. They left a bomb in my closet. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
I think some of the people fuck with her. I don't know.
Right.
It's it's worth it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Jennifer says he sometimes has visitors that don't stay long, and the police have knocked on his door a few times. And Dalek's going to finish her coffee and then has to get back to work.
Oh, don't leave me.
Work.
I miss
I
you
remember work.
already.
Yeah, I can remember having to go to work.
How long have you been going?
An hour and an hour and 20.
Shit, people stay around for Hezekiah for a whole 3 hours, and y'all leave me after an hour. You don't love me.
Um,
You don't love me. Give me a like if you love me. Thumbs up if you love me. Hit that like button if you love me. Oh shoot, the scroll.
what?
Scroll.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Jennifer. You lost a job a
Oh
few weeks back.
no. Honey, I'm
Hi, Ski.
sorry.
I was about to say, Jennifer, that you could possibly nudge your one of your newspapers that you front end into having an investigation.
What?
But well, Jennifer used to work in a newspaper office,
Right, right.
so I was wondering. Yeah, I was about to say you could possibly nudge one of the reporters to do an investigation, but
About what?
about her drug dealer potentially next door.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
KRAB says it happens all over. Just found out that next door neighbour's kid was selling drugs from his second floor bedroom in
Mm, mm.
their old upper middle class neighbourhood.
Yep, happens in every neighborhood. By the way, so my best friend Brandy has 3 kids and a stepkid.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't differentiate. I'm doing it for the story.
Yeah.
So she has 4 kids. The two 18-year-old boys, both named Damien. So for the sake of conversation, we're gonna call one Damien Chase and one DS, or Damien and DS. DS
Okay.
is a stepchild. All right. DS has a history of lying and stealing from. Well, Brandy had to put security cameras up inside her house.
That
It got
is
that
just.
bad.
Remember you saying this, and
Yeah,
it. It still boggles my mind.
because he would never admit blah blah blah. And she's not the parent who's gonna be like, I know you did it, and I'm gonna punish you. She wouldn't ever without proof, and she's very fair about it. So and she was hoping she could, fix this
Hmm.
before it got bad. But then last year, he stole a phone from a kid in school,
Okay.
and it got pinged by the cops.
Oh God.
He
Yeah.
found out that he was gonna have to turn himself in or whatever, or get arrested, and he destroyed the phone. So it's even worse. So he had to go to court and everything, and we thought, like, he was scared and he hated it so much. We thought maybe it's turned him around. He got
Uh,
suspended yesterday. Um,
yeah. And anything else?
no, he's
No.
back at it.
Right.
Um, he just I'm not a parent, so I don't know if I could give any kind of like uh suggestions to her, because usually I have some good suggestions. I don't know what to say about this. Like, how do you help with
Mm,
this? Because he just doesn't
yeah.
have an idea about, because, like, for some reason, if he sees something he really wants, he doesn't care. He just takes it, even from his brothers,
Yeah.
his
That's gonna
grandparents.
that's gonna take a lot to get to turn around.
Well, he's 18 now. He's going to get in real trouble,
Yeah.
and they're worried about that.
I think, and rightly so. Trouble is, I don't know whether I would want him to go into the prison system to basically give them a
Yeah.
what the Conservative Party over here would call a short, sharp shock and get him to change his ways,
Be on Scare
or
Straight.
or be, I won't say coddled, but basically supported in and urged to think about what he's done and to change his ways. I don't know what's better.
I do know how you feel about my streams, and I'm very, very happy. Taipan.
And
Love you for it.
without belittling anybody, apparently Jennifer was replaced by a mobile phone.
No, what?
No, they let her go
Oh,
because they're getting a new phone system that makes her job obsolete. So
fuck that. I don't like
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
talking to a human is infinitely better.
yes,
If I had something to give, like a position to give to you, I would, honey. But I don't have. I have no
that
money
sounds
coming in
that
myself,
sounds
so I'm
say
looking
that
for a
sounds
position.
say that sounds naughty, AMG.
Oh, stop it. But yeah, like, I wouldn't want to be a parent today.
I
Is what
don't
I'm
think
getting at.
I don't think I'd want to be a parent at any time.
Yeah, definitely. But today just seems like such a bigger challenge because first of all, and I granted this has been said about every generation and always will be, but kids can't be kids anymore. Like they're not kids anymore. Like even as young as they are, I know 4-year-olds with their own phone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like it's not. There's never just that wholesomeness anymore. They go right like
There's
too
strong proof.
much inappropriate stuff around, right? And then they just seem to grow up a lot faster and they have a lot more crap to deal with too.
This one should get you, AMG.
Uh,
Joshua says it sounds like a cousin of his friend broke into a church, didn't go as planned, so he tried to burn the place down.
see? This
Yeah,
some of them don't think straight. Like back to Darryl Brooks. If you believe him, right? He panicked and drove down that street and was just trying to get away. Didn't mean to hit anybody. He did. Doesn't matter. He did what he did anyway.
yeah,
But he'll be like, "Well, I was honking my horn and swerving. I wasn't trying." Doesn't matter. But in his mind, he did everything right.
yeah,
There's something that just their minds don't register.
yeah. I mean,
What do you
trouble is,
do?
there are certain bodies of thought that if it had been an accident, you do things like step on the brakes after you hit the first person.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't mean to get back into
yeah,
that. I'm just saying,
yeah,
it, if you realize at some point that your
yeah.
kid is just not right like that, what do? You remember that movie, The Good Son, where the Macaulay Culkin, I think it was a murderer? Like,
Don't think I've seen that, but
what do you do?
it's difficult. Hi, Mike. Um, Ziggy saying, yeah, being a parent is crazy hard. Internet and cell phones don't let kids be alone with their thoughts, and sometimes the
No.
world creeps in no matter what. Yeah,
And they get these images of what cool is or how you're supposed to deal with situations that are
yes,
completely askew, not right at all, and you end up with thugs or whatever that just you
yeah.
wouldn't.
I mean, they're just things which blow up and go wrong in time. I mean, Captain Cactus will know this. We had, well, we've got a brand. You've had it. Tango, Orange Tango. It's a orange soda drink, and there was an
Yeah.
advert for it on TV where basically somebody who was a bit plump was painted orange in a sumo outfit, I think, would
Mhm.
basically rush up to people in slow motion and clap them around the ears or do something. And the thing was, when you've been tangoed. Yeah, to basically suggest the shock of having such a marvelous orange drink made it feel like you've been slapped. And they had to stop doing that advert because people were going up to complete strangers and slapping them. And it incited a whole raft of basic assault on people for
See,
a laugh because the advert showed it.
it's crazy. What do you, I mean, how do you combat the internet and movies and
Yeah.
music and personalities? And
And,
I don't
and
know how parents do it.
yeah, and that wasn't the internet. That was before the internet. That was just a
Crazy.
TV advert. But
Yeah,
if you didn't have the TV on at the time, you did not see it.
crazy.
And so you then get, I mean, I don't watch TikTok or anything like that, but you get these TikTok challenges, which, from what I've heard, 75% of them are outrageously stupid. I don't know.
I don't either. I don't want to be a parent, and I'm glad. Like Brandy's on the phone with her kids the other day because they called. She was here for 15 minutes, guys. They called screaming about each other, and the one that called screaming about the other one is a mother already, 21 and a mother. She called screaming about her youngest brother doing something to annoy her, and not only is the irony there that she's a mother herself, learning to
Yeah.
deal with this shit, but like Brandy's on the phone trying to deal with it, and I'm doing a happy dance. I don't have kids and I'm happy about it. She laughed and she gets it.
Yeah.
But she had to leave to go deal with it. Like mothers never have a day off.
Ziggy, you have my sympathy. He's got a 21-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 15, and a 9-year-old. Thankfully, the older ones help at this point, being the voice of reason. Well, if they do that, you brought them up well. Good on you, Ziggy. Hats off, mate.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, this is a very simple thing, but I find it sort of depressing that when I'm walking down a reasonably narrow alleyway near where I live, there's a school just around the corner, so mothers and young children basically rushed up and down. And I've basically felt that I've had to say thank you and congratulate a parent on their child being well behaved. And to my mind, that should not really have to be done because it should be just so commonplace, it's meaningless. But to actually have to say it makes me feel sad to a degree. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Hmm.
I can't read the chat. Can you help me?
Yep.
You're
Kate,
slacking, sir.
God, give us a chance, woman.
No, you used to be good
Kate,
at it.
K-Rab's offspring are 30 and 23. Apparently, they
God
were very
bless.
difficult, both with ADHD, but she never had
Oh,
those types of issues.
oh, thank God, and God
Mhm.
bless. What else?
Dalek says you can bring up a kid the best way possible, but they can still
Mm-hmm.
turn out to be bad people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, Catgirl,
I
she still never wants to be a mum. She doesn't think she could do it and don't want to pass down any screwed stuff like medical
yeah.
issues to a kid.
I
Yeah.
do want to say something though. I was as I'm not a mom, but I was a kid, right? And I know I put my parents through some serious fucked up times. Hell, really. I had my issues, and um they had to go through things with me that no parent signs up for.
Hmm.
However, um it wasn't I wasn't very old when I realized uh just how lucky I was. And And this is a message to parents here that we see it. We do. We might not acknowledge it. We might not say it or even realize we see it until a certain age hits us. But when you don't give up on your kid, when you're supportive and you're patient, when you're strict and you do things that we hate, but it's for us, we will thank you for it sooner or later. And I know that I was lucky, and I feel bad for kids who didn't have parents as great as I did. But
Yeah.
whatever I wish I could thank them for everything they did, and I'm thanking you guys instead because I can on behalf of your kids if they haven't yet, because they will. And it's just I couldn't do it seeing what I put my parents through, and I was afraid to put a kid through it, as in having a kid that was like me. Not putting myself through it because yeah, I couldn't do it, but like I didn't want to pass on the anxiety, the depression, the all my issues. You know,
Mm.
I because I saw my mom has anxiety, my grandmother has anxiety, an uncle I have has it. That's there, and I saw it
Yeah.
early enough to say, no, I'm good. I'm not gonna have kids. But thank you
Yeah.
to those parents, because like I don't know, I can't put into words. Forgive me for that.
That's all right.
But when I look back at those times, I'm like, damn, I I was blessed, and your kids will too.
Yeah. I know it's an old cliche, but yeah, back when I was a kid, life was a lot simpler.
Oh yeah.
Um, in many respects, kids have got just too much
Oh
that they feel they need to deal with, and
yeah.
so
And
it.
experience. You
Yeah.
need to experience it all too. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Snock's children are 35 and 30, a girl and a boy, and in their school days they were best friends.
Oh,
Jason was very lucky with his kids.
yeah.
Taipan,
Jason's a great parent. Yeah, he's a great dad, and he loves his daughters so much. I see it.
yeah, Taipan's got two boys, one 25 and
Really?
the other 22.
I
One's
had
still in
no
America.
clue.
One's still in America, and the other is on his way to Germany.
Taipan, I had no idea you were a dad.
Um,
Who else?
K-Rab,
Oh
his
yeah,
so hers are a girl and a boy. Um, but they are 7 years apart, so not best friends, but they get along well as adults.
yeah. And you're a great mom, strong lady.
Yeah, my brothers, I can never remember, about 18 months older than me, went to the same schools up until high school, college, time in the UK. Um, Pretty much got along okay. I mean, I would jokingly probably say the best thing that I've learned was how to lose gracefully because yeah, he would always win at Monopoly and stuff like that. Yeah, now in our I wouldn't say sort of dotage, our sort of older years, yeah, my brother's still okay. He's a good lad. He's learnt how to deal with his short fuse better.
Huh. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I tell you, patience
Mm.
and love can change anything
Yeah,
and
but
fix anything.
I say he used to have a short fuse, but he brought up three children with his wife, and they are
That
all
changed it.
very nice people.
Yeah. Like, do you think his short fuse was changed by the kids, or he changed it for the kids? You know what I'm saying?
I really don't know. I well, it's he sort of scared me a bit to be in the earlier days of his working career because he used to work in a bank and then he started working in the social services area, um, basically helping support those with learning disabilities. And I just thought, oh God, that's like dropping a match in a tank of petrol. He will explode. And he didn't. And I think it was that which managed to basically dial him down quite a bit.
Huh.
So I think that was quite good.
Also,
Jennifer's never had kids. She's wanted to, at least one, but now she's
really,
glad she didn't have any. Yeah. Um,
I when I was a little girl, I would daydream about being a wife, but never a mother.
hmm,
Isn't that weird? Something's in the chat. I can't read it.
yeah. Nightwolf as a single dad, one of each, 27 and 23.
God
Uh,
bless.
Catgirl says, AMG, yeah, I know I would love my kid without a doubt. I I have absolutely zero doubt of that at all, Catgirl. But I wouldn't forgive myself if my kid inherited the depression and other medical stuff. A friend did say that she would make a great aunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care, Captain Cactus. And I hope your headache gets better,
Yeah,
or
hon.
rather, I hope your headache goes.
Put some ice on the back of your neck, roll up a towel, and lay in a dark room.
Yep.
I think. All right. So we did the Daryl Brooks thing. We did
Yep.
the Crazy Lady Next Door thing.
Yep.
Was there anything else I wanted to talk about?
Um, I don't know. That would require me to root around in the recesses of your mind, and I don't have my hip waders with me.
You're cruising. You really are.
Sean has one daughter, 24, smart, 3.85 at Pepperdine, um, whatever that means, and she is pretty unlike him.
What?
I, a
She is.
3.85 at is that the grade point average where 4 is excellent, and Pepperdine, I
Yeah.
assume, is a school
Yeah.
or
Nice
college
one.
or a university or something.
Yeah.
I
But the last thing,
hmm,
the last line.
yeah, and apparently she's pretty unlike he is.
Okay. That's what
And
I thought you said.
hi, Paracord Princess.
Hey, babe.
She has 2 sons, 30 and 23, and the younger one's on the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
And why not? Because all the colours are better.
Schrodinger was on the spectrum, guys.
I think
Means nothing.
it is pretty much being proven that almost everybody could
Yeah.
be deemed to be on the spectrum somewhere. So what the hell?
Some very successful people are autistic. But,
Apparently Pepperdine is a private school in
Mhm.
Malibu, California.
Mhm. Well
Joshua,
respected school.
okay. Um, being in the US, that's not a school I've heard of. I mean, I probably wouldn't have heard of some of the private schools or public schools in the UK, even so. Joshua says, growing up having kids was pretty much expected. The pressure kind of made it so I never ended up married or having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that last thing? The best
And
thing I did was
trying to.
I can't see the name.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sean saying the best thing he did was not mess her up.
Oh, God bless. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. By the way.
Yeah. And Connie's got one son, now 39.
Here's the thing. Um, I do envy you all that have children because I'm alone now, right? My mom had me when she got to the place where she was, had dementia early on, and she had me, right. She wasn't going to be alone, and she wouldn't just end up in some home. But I have nobody, right. I have no child that's going to step up and take care of me. Um, and that sucks, you know. So, and I'm not saying let's have children so we have somebody to take care of us, although there are people who do that. Um,
Yeah.
but
Or at least they expect it of their
yeah,
offspring. Yeah.
um, I also am the last one of my line. There are no more Corbos in my dad's family,
Hmm.
and I'm a girl. So
Yeah.
whether I get married or not, I'd be the last one anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things die with me, good
Yeah.
and bad, and that makes me sad. When you guys have something to carry on your family name or your traditions, whatever, and that's
Mm.
beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I hope one thing that my family taught me growing up was to love those things, to appreciate the little rituals, the little traditions we had, and they're so important. So I hope you express to your kids how very important those things are.
Yeah.
Whatever your people are, you know, I love. I'm Italian. I love my people, right? Obviously.
Hmm.
So you should do that too, for whatever you are.
Um, Paracord Princess's older son might even be mirroring what I did as a career. He worked for the government as a software engineer. I worked for the
Awesome.
government as a systems programmer and tech support in the later part of
Aw-
my career. And Dalek Beck says she could not have children, but she's happy being a fur mum.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's a good thing to do as well. And Taipan, a salutary sort of a reminder. Remember, everyone hit the like button, as every
Thank
like
you.
helps the channel.
It does.
And Joshua also happens to mention a certain percentage.
Uh huh. Very funny.
Mm.
Not. And I still have that ancestry thing to do with K-Rab, and I'm going to prove I'm not just 87%. When Brandy comes here Friday, she's going to have to get it out for me so I can do it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know whether I dread that or not.
Yo, you're going to love it because you have no choice.
Oh dear. And Joshua is also a proud cat dad.
Cat data.
Mm. And Jenny Fig's a proud cat mum.
Yay. Hey, look, it's. I'm not a cat person. I don't like cats, but it's like Marvel DC. Just because I don't like DC doesn't mean I don't want people who love DC not to have something good, you know?
Mm.
If you love cats, I want you to enjoy your cats. I love.
Yeah, yeah,
In the long run, they're animals, and I love animals.
yeah. I'm not the world's greatest. If I was to choose a pet, it wouldn't be a cat. Cat would be, well, dog. A form of dog would be on top. Then there would be a very, 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 very large gap before number two, and that wouldn't be a cat. I don't know what it would be, but it wouldn't be a cat. But as you say, just because I don't like cats doesn't mean that
Yeah,
I.
have yourself a
Well,
cat.
yeah, I used to cat sit for my friend when he went away for weekends. So,
Cat.
and they survived. Yeah, my
Yeah.
friend didn't, but the cats did. Huh? Oh,
But
I think in reference to your ancestry thing, AMG opens a document and then we hear a thump sound.
oh no!
Oh, cruel cat girl, but bloody hilarious.
She's coming to her own lately. Jeez.
Hmm.
So, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it! I'm hungry. I'm getting hangry. That's probably why.
No, you're not a bad cat girl. You're a puckish one.
Puckish, really?
Puckish, yes.
Okay. What else is being said? I can't see.
Um, that's sort of about it, really. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, I don't care what he said at the bottom there.
Oh, Jason. Jason.
Looking for a bruising.
Hmm. I think if Captain Cactus was here, he would be giving that a thumbs up,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe claiming Jason's exaggerating.
You guys suck.
You're lucky I sent you cheddar and not camembert or brie.
Anywho, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Ooh, we were
What?
talking about this earlier, Napping Out. They're having fish and chips tonight, and you've got malt vinegar for it.
Smart.
And yes, Mike, a cat would tear me up.
Huh?
Sackboy, claws, rip, shred.
Oh. Oh yeah. Speaking of which,
What? Oh God.
Hezekiah, our dear friend Hezekiah, is having another giveaway.
Yes, he is,
And
isn't
it's
he?
awesome. Last month it was to get one of those awesomely made fraud or voodoo dolls.
Yeah, my cousin Oscar.
Salacious made them, I believe. With the phone and all the other stuff. This month is for his deck of cards, guys. He's got amazing cards with Schrodinger, me, all kinds of people, and frauders. It's a card game. It's a full-fledged game, not just collector cards. So you get a whole pack of that, and there's some new ones coming out. He's got booster packs. These are professionally made. They're not done on his printer and cut by hand. These are some seriously professionally made in a tin or whatever. They come in a pack.
Yeah.
And they're awesome.
What
You
was?
have a set, don't you, Simon?
No, I don't as yet.
Oh, you ordered them though, right?
I wasn't sure how to. I might need to get in contact with him because he would have to
I thought you
ship
said you
them.
did.
No, I was hoping to, but
Oh, okay.
depending on
Yeah,
how they're
I know some
available.
people with
But,
them though, and they're
yeah,
beautiful.
and say some of the special ones he's doing. They're holographic foils.
Yeah, for
And I
Schrodinger's
don't.
cat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what they will look like, but
They're gonna look great.
yeah, a friend of mine that has a lot of Magic the Gathering cards, and they do special cards, holographic foils, and they look bloody good. So
Hmm. So all you gotta do is join his channel, and you can get in on the giveaway. It's like
yep,
$2.99, and
yep,
with it, I think you get a copy of his book and
yep.
a limited edition numbered Schrodinger's cat card.
Yep.
It's gonna be a beauty.
There's only a few of them, wasn't there? 15? Did
18.
you say 18?
18.
Say yeah, there's definitely a few of them. Hi, Aaron and Susie Sequin. How are we doing?
Hey, babes. So I mean, look, if you want to support a great guy with a really fun channel, go over there, buy his book. His book's on Amazon, I believe, right?
Yes.
His cards you can get through him. You got to email him, and he'll tell you how to get them. And I think they're $60 a pack, but they're worth it. You get a lot,
Yeah.
and they're
If
really
I
good.
if I remember correctly, it's Hezekiah, and you'll have to check the spelling of that on his channel. Hezekiah@gmail.com.
Yeah, he has it all there.
Yeah. I
But
don't
you can
think
win the
he
whole
has
set.
his email on his there, but
Just ask, you'll get it. But
Mhm.
yeah, for $2.99 you get in the sweepstakes and you could win everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And say it's good stuff.
I have a card with the AMG on it. Yay.
I must admit, I would really like to see what the text is on the AMG card.
I'm a producer extraordinaire or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, the only one I've actually seen and read the text to is the one for Unclean Hands that he uses in his intro. Based on that, I suspect any of them are going to be very well done.
I saw the Schrodinger's cat one that's in the pack. That's well done.
Yeah.
So I look forward to the special edition ones and all the other ones.
Mm.
And maybe next time he'll make an AMG card and remember I have a channel.
Yes. And in the wording of Magic the Gathering cards, it could be tap to add 13% Italian.
Really?
And nobody's going to know what that means, are they?
No.
There you go. Right. Okay, darling. I thought you'd already gone, but bye.
What was that question?
So AMG, the ancient one, be
No,
the card.
Down.
Cat girl. And yeah, she got to. Darling's finally got to go. Yeah, give us a chance on getting there. So take care. Thank you for staying this long, darling.
Bye. Thank you.
That was
Love
a very
ya.
long last bit of coffee you had there. And AMG type and asks, is Schrodinger on the Joker card?
No. He's a very powerful card. Hezekiah is being very respectful.
Yeah.
And putting him where he belongs.
Yeah. And
putting my best friend where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that asshole. I really do.
Okay. Take care, Nightwolf. Good night.
Whew. So
Well,
we have work to do that's off camera, so
we do, don't we? Yes.
letters and stuff.
Mm.
So thank you guys for coming. I'm working on some. I have a video, but the part of the stop I wanted to show you was so short, so it's just not a video. So I'm gonna put a few traffic stops out in like one video. So that's what's taking me a little bit longer.
An interesting montage of amusing stops. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this last one was so funny. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for coming.
Indeed.
We hope that I don't know.
May your coffee never get cold.
May your coffee always be sweet and creamy.
Oh,
even without cream or sugar.
Yuck.
That makes no sense, but it sounds real nice.
No, it doesn't. But there we go.
Okay.
We can't all be the same.
No, that's
some of us drink coffee black without sugar as it should be drunk. Some adulterate it.
Yeah. Whatever.
But at least you don't put oregano in yours.
As I said, some of us do things the right way, and then there's Simon. Say goodbye, Simon.
Goodbye, Simon.